Alright, so I'm going to start this video off by stating that the reason for this video is because I'm running a SRAM Red XG1090 cassette with my SRAM Red group. I'm running red chain rings on SISL2 cranks, red derailleurs, etc., red shifters, the whole works. Thing is, the spacer that came with this, it's an 11-speed hub. As you can see, there's a spacer right between the hub and the cassette. There's a spacer. Spacer width, however, is not within spec, and I'm going to explain why here in a second. For a Shimano cassette, that is the perfect spacer. That is a 1.75mm spacer, which worked perfectly with my Durace cassette. I could shift all the way into the lower gear without any hesitation. However, SRAM cassettes are a little bit different. They have to be moved this way a little bit more, by a 1/10 of a millimeter, for it to work butter smooth. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does. It's just a pain in the butt. Alright, so I just downshifted. We're in second gear, or second to last gear, and I'm going to attempt to shift up here while holding the camera steady. I might move around, but you're going to see that the chain's going to jump around a bit, do its thing. So let's actuate the derailleur. So shift, and the derailleur is extended, and you can see where the chain's already supposed to start moving as you pedal, obviously, and the derailleur is aligned with the last cog, which is the important piece. However, it went smooth on that one. But you heard that clunking, or better yet, you hear this here, that chain. Shouldn't sound like that. Reason being is because the cassette is more inward than it is outward, I guess. Or no, wait, I'm getting that backwards. It is more inward this way than it is outward this way. Now, if I move it a 1/10 of a millimeter this way, and I know it's a hair, that's why I say it's within spec, I've tuned this to reach the max without a problem. In other words, I set the screws up properly. Now, if I do this, you see there's a bit of play there. And that's because whatever, but the thing is that it is set, it's not going to get into the spokes. It just reaches that. But that is exactly, actually right there, it's perfectly aligned with, wait, angle, there we go. Perfectly aligned, pulley and cog. If I let go, you see it comes down just a hair. So what needs to happen is this, the cog needs to move more inward in order for the natural cable pull to align itself here. I mean, it's in place here, but it's better to have it moving that way than it is that way, because that way is bad, you got spokes. So once I get the spacer in, I should be able to fix that. It is the only actual quote-unquote problem I do have with this setup. I mean, you hear that? You can see that the chain has a bit of a contortion thing going on there, where it's not exactly straight. Or, to put it in a better perspective, the outside part of the chain, which is actually, let me put my finger on it, this side of the chain is rubbing more on this cassette than it has to, because the chain itself is inward a little bit versus where the cassette's outboard a bit. The nuances that these things do. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with everything. Oh, and I got a custom aluminum whatchamacallit, cassette lock ring, if you want to call that. It was like $7. I just got it to match the hub. The plain Jane silver one that comes with it, that's engraved and says SRAM. Everybody has it, so I figured I'd just add my own little touch there. now I'm just downshift, well, upshifting, better said, to the other. And as you can see, it doesn't affect it shifting up here at all, because it only starts to affect past the 5th or 6th cassette gear. However, we're at the bottom, and once again, the maximum set has been adjusted, so this ain't moving more that way or this way. It's right where it needs to be. And the pulleys are somewhat straight. Don't mind the missing silencer band on the last cog there. It looks silver compared to the rest of them that look black because I got the bands to make them quieter. But as you can see, the chain has a bit of a conked angle. Now I've checked the derailleur hangers adjustment. The alignment is perfect. So reading on the forums and all that stuff is when I figured out that the SRAM cassette requires to be spaced outboard just a little bit towards the frame itself. And it is evident right here where my finger's at, where the tooth of the cassette enters the chain. It rubs a little bit on the inside there, the inside part of the chain. Not much. Once again, it's within tolerance, but I'm just a perfectionist. I'm a big time, how can I say it? I'm an advocate for proper chain alignment ever since my BMX days. KMC black chain, it's got about 200 miles on it, 300 miles on it right now. Working out perfect, smooth. What else can I say? That's pretty much it, man. This beast of a bike is freaking killer. That's all I gotta say. Oh, one thing I read on a forum, I haven't experienced it, but on the SISL2s, because they're scalloped here, there's one dude that actually has his starting to form micro cracks within the scallops. So for heavier riders, the SISL might be a better option because it still has that actual extra mass. I don't know if this is a weak point, but I haven't experienced anything. But then again, you know, I'm just a regular rider, no big deal. That's pretty much it. Really ain't much to explain about this crazy ass ride. It's just bonkers. And I had my little assistant here who's taking a nap. Just cause. Oh, he woke up. He's looking at me like, Dad, why are you filming me? Why am I being filmed? I'm putting you on YouTube, buddy. Say hi to the peoples. He's like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I'm gonna go back to sleep. Forget you. And that's what he does.